Iterate through an array with a for loop. A common task in JavaScript is to iterate through the contents of an array. One way to do that is with a for loop. This code will output each element of the array R, or ARR, to the console. So we have our variable R, array, which is assigned an array with values 10 at position 0, value 9 at position 1, value 8 at position 2, value 7 at position 3, and value 6 at position 4. Then we have our for loop with the following statements. Our variable I has been set to 0, and as long as I is less than the length of our array, so array R, ARR, which is the name of our variable, dot length, this code should run, and each iteration I will be incremented by 1, so I++. Inside of our for loop, we have the following. The contents of our array at position I will be logged each iteration. So remember that arrays have zero-based indexing, which means that the last index of the array is length minus 1. Our condition for this loop is as long as I is less than the length of our array, which stops the loop when I is equal to length. In this case, the last iteration is I is strictly equal to 4, i.e. when I becomes equal to ARR.length, our array's length, and outputs 6 to the console. So what this is basically saying is to remember the arrays start off with a zero-based indexing, what I explained at the beginning. So we need to set our condition to be when I is less than the length of our array, our code should stop running. So in this case, we have, like I said, 10 at position 0 and 6 at position 4. So when I reaches that number of 4, our last value should be output, which is 6, and our code should stop running. So this is why you write this condition here like so. The last element, the last index of the array will always be length minus 1. Keep that in mind. So now we are tasked with declaring and initializing a variable total to 0 and use a for loop to add the value of each element of the myR array to total. Let's do that real quick. For we need to set our variable I to 0. Initialization statement, variable I is assigned a value of 0. Then our condition statement, which would be the same as long as our array's length is greater than I, our code should run. And we need I to increase by 1 each iteration. So as long as I is less than the length of the array, our code should be incremented by 1 each iteration. And while all of this is going on, we need, to declare variable total to 0. Variable total is assigned a value of 0. All of this is going on, we need our total variable plus equals our myArray variable, myR variable at position I. Oh, made a mistake right here, my array length. Now let's log our variable total into the console to see what we get. Console log my R. Wait, what did I do incorrectly? Oh, no. I'm logging the incorrect variable into the console. Sorry. There we go. Now we have our answer of 20. Excuse me for that. Last mistake right there, which has added the values 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 into one variable, our variable total, which previously equaled 0, by selecting the contents of that array and adding it to the variable one at a time by using a for loop. So there you go.